YouTube, I'm back. It's kiwee33 touching base. It's been a month to the day since I was liberated. Um, what can I tell you guys? Settled back in once I got back from India, and yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since I've been home. Feeling really good, and I haven't noticed anything related to my MS that's actually changed. I still feel the same in terms of tingling in my hands and my feet, the optic neuritis, poor bladder control, fatigue in my legs, things like that. But I haven't felt like physically and mentally this acute in a long time. Um, I feel better, and as much as that's playing into the whole placebo effect of this entire thing, I really can't ignore those feelings. So I really want to say that I definitely am noticeably different. I feel better. Um, a couple major things that I can note and talk about. Um, my weight training has been going really well. Probably up about a good 5 pounds. So about 205 now. All of my weights, my exercises seem to have gone into, I guess, overdrive. My weights, my actual weights, the actual weight that I've been lifting for all my exercises have gone up by about 30 to 40%. I've been tracking my workouts for the past 6 or 7 months. Over the last week and a half, things have really shot up. So I don't know if that's another sign that maybe more blood's getting to the muscles and things are feeling better. Things seem to be more acute, as I said before. When I sleep, I'm sleeping. When I'm get up in the morning, I'm getting up in the morning, getting up with the kids without any issues or problems. Not dragging my feet in terms of just wanting to get up. Like I'm ready to go after I have my sleep at night. Food tastes better. It's strange to say, but food just seems to taste better when I'm hungry. I'm actually hungry instead of just kind of going through the motions. Things just seem like they like I said before, they're more acute. They mean more. Um, the I don't know. I don't know really what else to say. I saw my neurologist yesterday and kind of went over everything with him and talked about what's been happening, and just gave him the rundown of the trip to India and the procedure and everything, how everything went. Um, he seems to think that my walking looks better, and my heel to toe walk seems better as well, and my actual movement. Um, uh, there's I don't know. It's maybe like I'm hoping that other MS patients can, or that people with MS can relate to what I'm trying to explain. But there's a test where you actually lean back while sitting and you extend one leg and you then run your heel up and down the shin, or up and down the shin that is extended. Hope that makes sense. He said that test seems to have been better. And I mean, related to my legs, like I said, with the weight training, I've almost doubled my weight in the leg press, the incline leg press machine that I've been using. I could really only push out about 180 pounds, which is basically like the way I would say 2 plates aside. Um, I was almost doubled that actually earlier this week, which was pretty freaky. I started at that weight, felt like I could do more, and I just kept stacking on weight until I was like, pushing myself like I would be pushing, like struggling towards the end of it, and I was doing it, and I kind of freaked myself out, but, I don't know, some things have me left completely speechless. There's other times where, I kind of feel like I'm maybe even reverting back to the way I was before. So I don't know. I'm really doing this update just to kind of give you guys basically touch base and say I'm still here and still doing my updates. I just don't want to get into overload in terms of basically saying every day no, there's no changes, no, there's no changes. I booked into to a clinic for my 3-month follow up, so I'm going to be doing that in December, just before Christmas. So that'll be my 3-month follow-up, and really curious to see what they have to say. And it's funny because Paul Stock, one of my MS friends here in Toronto, he was there actually today. He had his follow-up, and it's been March, April, May, June. It's been about 7 months, I think, since he had his procedure done, or 8 months, and he hasn't reached a nose, which is awesome. He had the exact same 3 spots as I had: the lower left, lower right, top right, and he didn't have any problems in the chest. And they looked, did the test. They said everything looks good. You're still, wide open, moving blood. What was also interesting is the tech that did the test apparently she's been trained by Dr. Zamboni himself on what to look for and what the issues are. And what was interesting is that he had mentioned, or she mentioned to him, and then him and I had talked on the phone, and he told me that Dr. Zamboni's wife, when he treated her, he actually treated her 2 years before the story broke with W5. And people, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, or if the information is incorrect, but it took her a period of like 18 months to actually see results. So I don't know. I guess maybe there's another something else that's been thrown in, another variable that's been thrown into the mix. I know I think it's Simkas from Poland had mentioned 3 months being the mark when you start to see things changing. Other people are seeing things right away. I don't know. All I know is, in the way I think everybody with MS should be approaching this, is people with MS have a circulatory issue and should be investigated for circulatory issues. And we have a problem. If we have this common problem, I don't think that anybody with MS or any disease should be subject to having an issue with their circulatory, their blood circulation, or circulatory issues. I don't think anybody should be subject to that. Maybe that was the issue in this whole thing when this story broke with W5, is that it broke as a cure, and that's what maybe has Western has every neurologist that doesn't support this entire thing, and all the societies that don't support this. Maybe that's what their problem is this has been not marketed, but this has been shown and demonstrated to people as a cure, when it should have been just something simply stated that people with MS have circulatory issues and they should be investigated for circulatory issues. Yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of what's been happening here in Canada, OHIP has started pulling all kinds of funding from. We were able to get the CCSBI, the actual test done for CCSBI at a couple different clinics throughout the GTA. Unfortunately, I guess as of September, OHIP's actually started pulling funding, and they're no longer supporting it. So a lot of clinics have just stopped completely doing the test, even with a requisition from a doctor. So now we just gotta fork that money out of our own pocket, as we've been doing. Anybody who has had the treatment and has had testing done, as we've been doing in the past, anyways. So it's really discouraging, but at the same time, like I said, I don't think anybody with a disease should be subject to something else that they can fix. If you can fix it, and let's see what happens after that. I think that's got to be the approach that people need to take with this. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. I really don't have much else to say tonight, but I feel good. Anyways, as always, big thanks to everybody for staying tuned. Actually, something else that I want to mention. I recently saw my naturopath, and she's been really instrumental in terms of helping me try to. I told her when I went to see her, I said, I had an issue with my veins, and I have a concern with blood viscosity. Those are my two things. I wanted to promote vein health, and I want to promote blood viscosity, or not promote it, but I want to keep my blood viscosity down. Irish Bear 76 had mentioned a couple things in his videos, so I went to her, ran a couple ideas by her. We sat down and went through and kind of came up with a regimen of different things that I can take to help with those two main things. And I'm really hoping that she seemed really positive about it. I'm really hoping that that's going to yield me some results. And it's not so much, I just want to do whatever I can to help maintain what I had done in India. Because it would be a real shame to, not do whatever I can, with whatever's in my power to try to, help things along, or at least prevent things from going back to the way that they were. So, anyways, thanks again, guys, and take care. Talk to you soon.